Greetings, boys and girls. In today's homework video, we are going to be telling time as well as calculating elapsed time. All right, let's get right into it. Oh, I want to start us off with a joke first. All right, so the teacher says, "Why are you doing your multiplication on the floor?" Guess what the students said? "You told me not to use tables." Get it? Multiplication tables. All right. Well, we're going to start our first problem with telling time. In 1A, we are trying to figure out what time it is. Now, when I get ready to tell time, I always want to first look at the smaller hand, which is the hour hand. Okay, notice that is shorter than the other one. So when I'm figuring out the hour hand, I don't just look at which number is it closest to. I look at what number is it either on or just past. Now this is not past the 7 yet, therefore it's past the 6. So it is 6 something, okay? And now I look at the minute hand to figure out what it is. Now when I look at the minute hand, I remember that all of the numbers represent a multiple of 5. So 12 is like the time of 00. 1 is a time of 05. 2 is 10, 15, 20, 25. You see how I'm just counting by fives around each of these numbers? 30, 35, 40, 45, and then 50. So it's on the 10, therefore it represents 50 minutes. So the time is 6:50. 6:50. I don't know if it's AM or PM. If it's AM, it's in the morning. If it's PM, it's in the evening. All right, let's look at the next one. Now, the next one is right in between the 12 and the 1. Even though it's right in between, I just realized that it hasn't passed 1 o'clock yet. So therefore, it's 12 o'clock. So I'm going to start with 12. And I know that I skip count by fives for each of the numbers. So 1 is 5, 2 is 10, 3 is 15, 20, 25, 30, 45, 35, and then 40. So the time is 12:40. Hopefully that doesn't look like a 6. I'm going to fix that. So the time is 12:40. All right, go ahead and jot that down. Let's look at the next one. Now this is a fun one. I'm looking at my smaller hand. My smaller hand goes right here in between the 5 and the 6. So it has not passed the 6, therefore it is 5 something. All right. Now I'm going to skip count by fives on the major numbers on this clock. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now, I have 25 here, and then I have 30 right there on that dot. But my number is not going to 30. It's going, it's 2 behind 30. So now, in the small increments, I count by 1. So it's 26, 27, 28. So my time would be 5:28. Because each of those little dots will represent 1 minute. That's why when I got to the 1, I counted 5. The 2, I counted 10. The 3, I counted 15. All right? Go ahead and jot that down. We're going to do a couple more together. Remember, if at any point I'm moving too fast, press pause on the video. Okay, for 2A, look at this one. Notice that my minute hand is all the way at that 10 again. Whenever I start getting like having the minute hand around the 9, 10, 11, or 12, you're going to notice that my hour hand gets closer and closer to the next hour. But remember, it hasn't passed the 5 yet. It's still right before the 5. So it's 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. It is 4:50. And it's exactly on the dot for the 10. So that's why I don't have to do anything between 50 and 55. I just can say 4:50. Okay, now look at this one. This hour hand is so close to the 3. But look at that time. The minute hand is going to 55. I know that it can't be 3:55. Because 3:50, if it was 3:55, this hour hand would be close to the 4. So this is still the 2 o'clock hour, and it is 55 minutes. So it's 2:55. Pretty soon it's going to be 3 o'clock. And then that hour hand will line directly up with that 3, and then my minute hand will go directly up to the 12. Go ahead and jot that down. Press pause if you need some more time. Now we have this clock. Now look, I'm not doing a good job at making straight lines with my stylus. But this is right before the 5. It's between the 4 and the 5, but it's really close to the 5. So my time is 4, and I look, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So it's between 45 and 50. It's right in between there, so it's 46, 47. 4:47 is our time. Boys and girls, I'm going back to 1C. I had something written on my paper, and I don't know why I was looking at the wrong thing. I think I was looking at the hand I extended. So I just wanted to clear something up. This time is not 5:28. Some of you probably noticed it, and even when I look at my sheet that I'm supposed to be following along, I wrote that it's 5:32. The actual minute hand goes past 5:30, so it was really between 5:30 and 5:35, and it was 2 dots over, so that's why it's 5:32. So I just wanted to clear this up, because I know that some people are going to remind me, Miss Payne, you made a mistake. I did. I was looking at the hand I extended, and I wasn't looking at the actual minute hand, and I probably should have just pressed pause when I noticed it was different than my recording sheet. Okay, we're going to keep moving. Okay, it's time for another joke. Here's my joke. Why didn't the 2 4s want any dinner? Hey, that dinner looks really special. But why didn't the 2 4s want any dinner? Because they already ate. Get it? They already ate. Alrighty, we're going to get right into this concept of elapsed time. Now, when we talk about elapsed time, we're talking about time going by. Okay, so there's a start time, there's an end time, and then there's the length of time that was in between. So if you think about math class, in theory, the duration of math class is 90 minutes. So that may start at 1:45 and then end at 3:15. I said 90 minutes is the same thing as 1 hour and a half. Or you may think about PE. Well, you know PE starts at 1 o'clock and it ends at 1:45. So how much time has elapsed? 45 minutes. That's the whole notion we're talking about. So when we look at elapsed time, it helps to have a number line that we draw to help us keep track of our start time and our end time, and then we can calculate how much time has gone by. So we have a start time of 2:50 and an end time of 5:10. So I'm looking on this number line. 2:50 is going to be right there. It's 2 ticker marks before 3 o'clock. So I can do elapsed time in a couple of ways. I'm going to get to the hour and then be able to do hour-sized jumps and then count by 10 minutes or 5 minutes after that. So from 2:50 to 3 o'clock, that's 10 minutes. From 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, that's 1 hour. From 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, that's 1 hour. Now look, my end time is at 5:10, so I'm not going to do an hour-sized jump because that will take me all the way to 6 o'clock. I'm going to just go two little marks over. That would represent 5:10, and that's a 10-minute jump. So how far was this jump? I had 1 hour, 2 hours, and 20 minutes. So 2 hours and 20 minutes. So thankfully, our number line is there. It makes this process a little bit simpler. If it's not, we're going to have to draw it for ourselves. Press pause if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the next problem. This time, we have a start time of 9:50 and an end time of 11:30. So I'm going to do jumps, just like I did before. I'm going to go to the nearest hour since this is already labeled for me, and then I will do hour-sized jumps. So 9:50 is going to be right here, 2 little notches before the 10 o'clock hour. So 10 minutes is my first size jump from 9:50 to 10 o'clock. Then I'm going to do an hour-sized jump to 11 o'clock, and I'm going to 11:30. So I can't, even though I want to, I can't do another hour-sized jump, because if I do another hour-sized jump, I'll get all the way to 12 o'clock, which is past my end time. So I don't want that. I'm going to erase. And now I can do a 10-minute jump to 11:10, another 10-minute jump to 11:20, and another 10-minute jump to 11:30. So I'm supposed to be ending at 11:30. So that was 10. There was another 10 and another 10. So what did I do? I had 1 hour and 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. 1 hour and 40 minutes is how much time has elapsed. I know it's not a lot of space on that little line, but try to make it work. Alright, please press pause on this video if you need some time to get that down. And in your packets, you are going to do number 3 on your own. I didn't say so earlier, but the 3 clocks that were underneath the 6 that I did with you, you also need to do those on your own. Alrighty, we're going to move on to this next problem. Number 42. Now this problem should look familiar. The watch below shows the time Edward finished a hike on Saturday afternoon. So he began the hike on Saturday at 10:15. How long did he hike? Alright, so start time. They told me he began at 10:15. So I'm going to write down my start time. Alright, and as I look at the problem, they said Edward finished. Oh, the watch shows the time Edward finished. So that's going to be his end time. I need to figure out what time that was. All right, I'm looking at this analog clock, and I see that the hour hand is right in between the 3 and the 4. So that means it was 3. Then I'll count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Because it goes to the 7, the minutes are 35 minutes. So it's 3:35. That is actually his end time. So let me jot that down. Now, they didn't say it was PM, but they did tell me that he finished at 3:35 in the afternoon. So the fact that they said afternoon let me know that this was a PM time. Now, they said, how long did he hike? That is basically asking me for how much time passed. What is the elapsed time? This is an elapsed time question. Now, to solve this one, I think it's very advantageous to draw an actual timeline, number line, so that you can keep up with this. So now I'm going to attempt to do this in the space I have on my screen. So he starts at 10:15. Now, I could do the same thing I did before. I could possibly do a jump to get me to the hour and then skip hours after that. And, add my minutes and then add my hours. This time I'm going to do a different approach. And I'm going to do hour-sized jumps until I can't do another hour-sized jump. And then I'll do like 10-minute jumps or 5-minute jumps. So my first hour jump takes me to 11:15. Then I do another hour jump, which takes me to 12:15. Now, when I do my next hour jump, I'm not going to go to 13:15. Even though in the military they do use military time like that, I'm going to then convert it to 1 in the afternoon. So that's going to be 1:15. And why do I not want to use military time? Well, because I wasn't even given military time on this watch. It says 3:35 is my ending time. So that tells me that I'm not using the military time. All right, I'll do another hour-sized jump, which would be 2:15. Let's think, can I do another hour-sized jump? My ending time is 3:35. The next hour after 2:15 would be 3:15. Well, I can do that. 3:15. Okay, so I had 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Alrighty, so now I have to go the rest of the way from 3:15 to 3:35. So I'll do a 10-minute jump. 10 plus 3:15, 10 minutes more would be 3:25. Then I'll try another 10-minute jump, which takes me to 3:35. Okay? So I had 5 hours, and then 10 plus 10 is 20. 5 hours and 20 minutes. Now, I don't want you to just circle F and say, I'm done. Show your work. This is how you get better at this skill. You got to show some work. So go ahead and press pause if you still need some more time. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the last problem that I'm going to do with you. And that is this one. The start time is 11:25, the end time is 1:50, and we don't know how much time is in between. So I'm going to start off with my number line. I want to label my start time 11:25. I'm going to do hour-sized jumps until I can't do another hour-sized jump. So 11:25, if I add 1 hour, that would be 12:25. Now let's think. If I add another hour, what time will that be? That'll be 1:25. So I could do another hour-sized jump. remember, it's 1:25 and not 13:25, because when we're normally talking about time, we have 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then it starts over at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and so forth. Okay? So now, can I do another hour-sized jump after 1:25? No, because that would be 2:25, and that's way past our end time of 1:50. So now I want to do 10-minute sized jumps. So one 10-minute sized jump from 1:25 would be 1:35. Another 10-minute sized jump would be 1:45. And look, if I do another 10-minute sized jump, it's going to be 1:55, which is too much. So I'm only going to go up 5 more minutes. Make sure I label all this because I will be confused. Did 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour and 1 hour, and then I have my 5-minute jump. And this ends at 1:50. As you see, I want to make sure I'm labeling so that I know what this is later. So how much time has gone by? 1 hour plus 1 hour is 2 hours. Then 10, 20, 2 hours, 25 minutes. That is how much time has gone by. Make sure you show your work, and then you get to do the next one by yourself. Alright. As I get ready to end this video, I want to give you one more joke. You ready for this one? Alright. What is a math teacher's favorite sum? What is a math teacher's favorite sum? Remember, sum is the answer to an addition problem. Anybody have an idea? Summer! Woo! That's in just a few months. See the sum? S-U-M. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And in this video, we were telling time and we were calculating elapsed time. I hope that it makes sense to you. And until we meet again, take care.